This is my evaluating a distance education math course at Nevada Connections Academy. It's my 6th year teaching at Nevada Connections Academy as a technology teacher, so I thought it'd be great to go ahead and look at the pre-algebra curriculum at NCA, and I selected the Unit 5 Lesson 1 on proportions. So I use Equality Matters rubric criteria to assess my curriculum. The course overview and introduction has 4 different steps, so I'll go through them. Curriculum analysis, I looked at the opportunities for number sense development in the curriculum, and many students may have this previous skill. However, no intentional activity is presented to assess or to support number sense in the curriculum. Community building through discussions is only done through live lessons, which I found out from one of the teachers doesn't always happen. And at the beginning of the school year, they do have live lessons to introduce everyone and get started and kind of understand the curriculum. However, these do not always continue throughout the year, and I think that's a huge weakness of the curriculum. Adding a discussion board I think would be great. However, currently the learning management system at Nevada Connections Academy does not have discussion boards that are available for students to use. Course expectations in a distance learning environment were provided in the syllabus, and at the beginning of the year they are overviewed. Previous knowledge of numerical and symbolic math is required. However, we don't really look into this until students start to slip. Learning objectives, it does support all the common course math content for these standards, and mathematical practices, which are basically good math skills. Assessment and measurement was a factor. There were some different problems, and as you can see, they are different problems that show you how to do different proportional reasoning. And I went ahead and looked at these, and what's nice is they do have multiple solution strategies, so students can build these skills. Instructional material, there's all sorts of these multiple representations available. I like the video on BrainPop, however, in this lesson there is only one video. It did give them a different way to look at proportional reasoning. Symbolic examples are throughout, however, there is no specific activity that is based on symbolic reasoning, so I think that could be strengthened. Misconceptions. Students have problems between ratio and proportions and understanding the difference. And fractions and percentages are things that students typically come into pre-algebra having issues with. So I think having activities that would help students with both of those misconceptions could make it stronger. Learner interaction and engagement. There are small and whole group live lessons. Like I said, they don't consistently happen, and we'd like to build growth mindset in these students so they all feel that they can do mathematics or any other subject. Course technology, there's a bunch of different ways that it was supported. I put course tools as a question mark. Not all of the course tools worked. There's a lot of links to the actual lesson that are broken, and so I went ahead and let the curriculum development team know that there are these issues. Media, there is only one video in the system. I think that adding more about proportions and ratios and maybe fractions and percentages would be a great way to help students, especially if they struggle with the textual information. Navigation, there was lots of hyperlinks that led students to activities, videos, textbooks, assessments. But the problem is every time you click on these, the students would then have to log into systems. So I think the SSO, which is a single sign-on authentication, would allow them to embed games and videos into the actual coursework, including the textbooks on the coursebook page, and it would keep the students on the lesson rather than them having to leave and navigate somewhere else. I think adding educational gaming into the lesson would be great because it would help students with their proportional ratio games and lessons. Learning coaches support students, teachers, and success coaches do. Parents and guardians at the school are their learning coaches, helping them with attendance, being their advocate. Teacher supports help them with, like, if they're missing work or they're late, or they send out guides that say, hey, we want to help you with staying on track. And then communicating with students in live lesson rooms if they do hold live lessons. Student success coaches are important. They're kind of like a counselor / tutor who helps students to stay successful at Nevada Connections Academy. Accessibility, of course, that's important. We do have 2 levels of accessibility. Closed captioning and transcripts for the video. There's only one. And the PDF, if you print out the lesson, you actually have OCR on this so that screen readers can read it for people that are visually impaired. Special education supports, opportunities for equitable education, of course, math level, confidence level, and socioeconomic statuses. Conclusion, lesson has a few problems but remains relevant to students. Multiple representations help students to build a variety of proportional skills, and many strengths are in this curriculum. However, I think adding discussion rooms and making live lessons mandatory is very important. Here's all my references. Thank you.